Okay, so here's a video on phrasing, and probably going to be in a few parts of this, but this is going to be part one because, you know, this could be a mega long topic, and it's something we're all constantly working on, isn't it? Phrasing and improvisation. I do have to apologise as well, I've got absolutely stinking cold, so, well, not cold, man flu, that's the proper word and medical term. So if you got any remedies, post them below. So phrasing, well, I guess for me anyway, the most important part of phrasing, should I say? Well, there's two parts. So one, what you're playing over. If you saw that intro, hope you enjoyed it. First of all, I was just jamming over the outro to Rosanna by Toto, which is on the groove and just the feel of it is great to come up with ideas. So that's why I used that track. So there's two parts to phrasing. One, you need to know what the harmony is, okay? What can I play over it? That is the first thing, okay? Because if you don't know that, then most likely it's going to sound terrible. So you need to know that, even if it's just minor pentatonic, okay? Which I'll probably be using that today to just show you how well you can phrase just with minor pentatonic. Second is, you know, how do I play with the scale options or arpeggio options used. So the intro to that track I used, it's basically in G. After a while you just hear G, but it's like a G7 kind of vibe. But I'm playing G minor pentatonic, G Dorian, G Mixolydian, G Lydian dominant, I think, G... what else should I play? Yeah, G melodic minor. So you can use quite a lot because it's quite a static kind of groove, but it's a really nice one to try and practice your phrasing because you don't really have to think chord tones over the changes or anything like that. You can literally just think rhythmic based. So yeah, that's why it's a good one. So first of all, phrasing. It's really important that we have rhythm, and I don't mean playing, your open chords, which a lot of people think. I mean your lead playing. You have to have rhythm. You know, we all know the minor. Well, if you don't know the minor pentatonic, okay, I won't teach that now. But this is in G. Okay, we should all know the minor pentatonic. Okay, I'm assuming if you're watching this channel, you probably have a good idea of the minor pentatonic in its first position, anyway, which is what I just demonstrated. So, I'm talking about having rhythm in your lead playing. So, how do we develop that, and how do we develop ideas? Well, we have to have some sort of rhythmic vocabulary. So a lot of people I know, I get a lot of students who go, oh, well, I know the minor pentatonic, or say students who come to me, well, I know the minor pentatonic, but I'm really bored of it. I'm really bored of stuck in a box. And it's like, okay, it's probably not that you're bored of the box, it's probably you're bored of your playing with inside that box. So how do we develop new ideas? We have to come up with rhythmic phrasing to be able to play. There's a video by Scott Henderson who talks about this, and he talks about how the rhythm is the most important aspect of your playing, really. The timing and rhythm. If your timing is on point, you've got half of it. If your rhythm is on point, it makes it solid. Okay, so he did a demonstration when he did. If you don't know Scott Henderson, he's amazing, like fusion jazz. He does everything really rock. You know, he's worth go and check out. But he plays this tune, and he plays all the wrong notes but the right rhythm. And just by the rhythm, you can guess what it is. So I'll do that example he uses because I think it's really good for you to hear. It sort of makes sense once you hear it. So he does. Okay, so you should all hopefully know that. You don't have to have the perfect ear or a pitch perfect ear to know, or even musical to know probably what that tune was. So it's Jingle Bells. But he uses the example because he uses all the wrong notes. But because his time and the rhythm of the notes is there, it delivers it. So going back to the first point, so say if I use this track, Rosanna, I know that I can use the minor pentatonic. Let's just stick to the minor pentatonic. So, okay. When I start to demonstrate this stuff, I might break out of it a bit because that's just my natural instinct. It's very hard to just switch that off. But what the best thing to do to create new phrasing, or to create better phrasing, I should say, in your playing, start coming up with some rhythmic vocabulary. So get this track, okay, maybe loop it, or any track you find comfortable, just with even just a metronome or a drum machine. Say a drum machine, a drum loop, and just repeat the same, just a particular rhythm, but manipulating the notes within the scale. So in this case, the minor pentatonic. Or I might go to the Dorian scale. If you don't know what this is, I'll be doing future lessons on this. But I'm going to take a rhythm now. I might just clap it to begin with so you understand what I'm talking about. And then what I'm going to do is manipulate that particular rhythm to the scale. So if I just play the track, so I might do something like this. Ba, 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 da. Ba, da, 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 da. Ba, 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 da. Okay, so I've got my rhythm, da, 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 da. Now what I'm going to do is manipulate that rhythm, okay, in the scale that we need to use, okay? So be like... Okay, so already that scale, I went a bit onto the, I was using the 6 and the 9 there, but as in the intervals, but you can hear already that just opens up. Okay, the pentatonic becomes alive, and that was just the rhythm I came up with, just 2 seconds. Okay, ba, 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 da. So what you want to do, and you find this is actually more difficult than you think, and I find a lot of the students, and for me, I found this tricky as well. When I first started doing this, is sticking to this one particular rhythm. Try and do that for 3 minutes, making sure the timing is really good, your phrasing's on point, maybe you have the nuances of slides, bends, etc, etc. It's harder than you think when you first start, okay, to keep that really smooth. So again, I'll try it again. So it's okay, so I'm spreading out a bit here, but you can hear it sounds, for what is an improvisation, it's starting to sound, okay, there's some melodic, playing in my lead. I'm not just going, it's not just straight notes. I've got a particular rhythm I'm playing, da, ba, 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 da. Okay, so the next point I'll do is maybe I'll play 3 bars of that rhythm, da, 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 and on the 4th bar I'm going to conclude it, so like round it up. Okay, so I might just, what you call freestyle something, just to bring it back home, and then I'll start it again. Okay, so that's where I might put in a little run or just change the rhythm up. Okay, so I'll do something on the spot now, because that's what I'll round the lesson up to, because that is a good start to learning how to bring some new rhythmic vocabulary into your playing. Sorry, cold head. Right, so I'll give it a go. Okay. So remember, I'm going to do the rhythm 3 times. On the 4th time, I'm just going to do something different, okay? So, wait till it comes back around. 1, 2. Background now. Yeah, so the way I started that loop was actually it was a bit weird because the backing track came in on 3, I think. So, but I hope you get the idea. So it's just about keeping consistently to that 3 bars of rhythm, and then maybe on the 4th you change it up. But at the moment, I would just start playing, repeating the rhythm. Just do 4 minutes of the same rhythm, because what you'll find is when you start playing in different tracks, that rhythm becomes really. It just comes out of nowhere in your body, and that's what happens over time. Like I say, it's not a time thing, and I wouldn't necessarily play a solo where I'm doing 3 bars of rhythm and then change it, or play the whole solo with the same rhythm. It doesn't work like that, but it's a taste of how to develop your phrasing. But this is going to be part 1. Like I say, this can be, I could do 100 parts on this, but it's a really good place to start. So I will do a part 2 and beyond. Have a go at that. Let me know what you think, subscribe, and write in the comments.